So according to the players, this is a players' vote. This is not Uncle Colin being critical of AR. The top 100 players going into this season, according to a players' vote, Aaron Rodgers voted 92 out of 100. My guess is, based on previous seasons, there will be 11, 12, maybe 13 quarterbacks drafted above Aaron Rodgers. The players now see what I see. A declining player coming off a major injury. Predicting a resurgence is fool's gold. Last season, his last season in Green Bay, this apparently, like Michael Jordan's career with the Wizards, has disappeared. But this is not politics. You can't make stuff up. His last season with the third-rated offensive line, with a sharp offensive coach in a weaker NFC, Aaron had a lower passer rating than Daniel Jones. Those are the facts. And in his last 13 starts in Green Bay, he was 5-8, completing 63% of his throws. That's it. And in 562 days now, he's taken 4 snaps, coming off a major injury. The good news, though, he's got Nat Hackett as an offensive coordinator and a left tackle in Tyron Smith, who has not started and finished a complete season in 9 years. There will be, according to the players, minimum 10, perhaps closer to 12 players ahead of Aaron Rodgers in the top 100. That is not a criticism. It is a declining, off a major injury, older quarterback. J-Mac with the news.
No.
Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
All right, Colin, let's start with the mysterious Kevin Durant injury saga coming off the calf strain. There were rumors he could potentially be taken off the roster due to injury, but Steve Kerr has come out and said they are not replacing Kevin Durant. Now, it is weird because they thought he was expecting to play in Abu Dhabi. Okay, obviously didn't play there. And then it's like, okay, he's coming to London. You see some of these warm-up videos. He's shooting. Colin, let's just remember, when he popped the Achilles against the Raptors in the finals, Steve Kerr was his coach. And obviously there was a lot of beef with the Warriors. He ended up leaving.
Yeah.
I don't think Kerr wants, blood on his hands again if KD were to get hurt. So we know how valuable he can be. I mean, he's the greatest USA basketball player ever.
We also know that there are decisions made on the bottom half of rosters, middle and bottom, which KD, because of his injury history and age, he's kind of a middle and bottom player now in this. He's not Ant. We don't view him as Tatum or LeBron or Steph.
He fits in pretty easily.
No,
you just put him in.
He fits in easily, but I think in Olympic teams, there's a lot of decisions made and there's politics involved. Protection, chemistry, politics.
So, Team USA, 6 for 17 on threes against Germany. Okay? They could not really shoot it well against South Sudan. Durant comes in, he's just banging threes. It's, come on, stretch the floor. I'm a KD fan. I don't want him to go out there and get hurt, but there's a world where they lose one of these games, okay, in Paris. I'm just telling you, these teams are not rolling. They're not taking photos with Team USA like the Dream Team, okay?
I would say this. Don't take too much from the lousy defense early in these 5 exhibition games. They'll ratchet it up. Defenses work. Our guys weren't working very hard at the defensive end. And also our best defensive player, AD, comes off the bench. Our second best defensive player, arguably, Bam, comes off the bench. So the defense looked great when you went to the bench. Much better anyway. And KD's hurt. So I think a lot of this will get solved here when the Olympics start. South Sudan's actually better than maybe people thought. You live, you learn.
KD is the greatest USA basketball player ever, according to that chart we just showed on the screen. You think he's only a middle-of-the-tier pack guy on this team? I mean, look at those numbers. Like, any Olympics he comes in, it's just a flamethrower. I don't see. I mean, Colin, if he's 90% healthy, he's like the 4th best guy on the team, maybe 5th.
Yeah, I'd say about.
By the way,
5th.
Anthony Edwards, a little turnover prone yesterday. A little too much one-on-one. Jason Tatum running into the same thing because they just clogged the lane. No 3 seconds in the lane, so the defenders are just jamming it. Yeah. Tatum not getting to the rim as easily. this Durant stuff's troubling. I can't wait for these games. Anyways, let's move on to the NFL. Saquon Barkley made the move from the Giants to the Eagles this offseason. We got a glimpse into that break. I don't know if this is an unrealistic fan base or not, but the Chicago Bears are back in the news, Colin, because Caleb Williams is here for his first NFL training camp. He's been putting in time, obviously, in the offseason. Offensive coordinator Shane Waldron spoke about how impressed he is with Caleb's growth away from the team.
Caleb did a great job, and in OTAs and in that portion of the rookie segment at the end, and then showing up back here at training camp a step ahead of where he left. So shows that he did a great job during his time away from the building, owning the offense, understanding different calls, and able to come out here and these first two practices and operate at a much higher level than what we left it. And we know it's not where the final product is, but every day we see these incremental improvements leading up to that first game. That's our main goal on offense.
Very exciting time. Chicago's turning around. I just saw this morning that two families in Chicago, one of them, the Reinsdorf family, are proposing a $7 billion upgrade to the United Center, putting in all sorts of housing, entertainment. You do know I bought Bulls Blackhawks season tickets.
I'm aware, yeah.
So Caleb Williams is going to change the projection of the and direction of the Bears for the next decade.
We think. We don't know.
Well, we're pretty good on the no. I would say.
We thought that about Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville.
Well,
here we are, 4 years in? What's he done?
I mean, that franchise was almost shipped off to Dusseldorf 2 years ago.
You might as well ship the Bears to Outer Mongolia at this point. What have they done recently? What have the Bears done?
They've got a Super Bowl and a rich tradition. And
in 1985? It doesn't even qualify for your 70s trivia. I mean, that's how long ago it was. Like, come on. Listen, I'm with you. I think the Bears are going to be good. That's all right. I think the Bears are going to be good. The potential.
You know what they're really going to be for the first time in a long time?
Interesting.
Well, offensively, fascinating. I couldn't tell you the last time I cared. I mean, you go look at their best offenses ever. Jay Cutler, Alshon Jeffrey. Like, this team is like, this is going to be one of the most interesting watches in the league offensively.
Okay, so you think that, and we will hope for that. We just showed a clip of Shane Waldron speaking. You remember what he was like as an OC in Seattle with Russell Wilson? It was not good. Russell Wilson requested Shane Waldron, and then it didn't really work out. Now, we could say that was Russ, and he was near the end, but it was not dynamic or interesting. And that's the biggest thing for me, Caleb Williams.
Didn't Shane Waldron have 1 year with Geno Smith? That seemed to turn around his career.
He might have. Geno's real turnaround was last year, though, right?
No, the year before.
Was that 2 years ago?
That was pretty
look at your optimistic Colin, huh?
Yeah,
I like how you put
full.
on your cape anytime it's Chicago. Got to defend Chicago.
Well, I see the truth. New basketball facility, Caleb Williams in town. It's a sunny day in Chicago. Even the winters are going to be mild from this point forward.
Mild, yeah. Next story is the Miami Dolphins. They still need to lock Tua into a long-term extension. According to Adam Schefter, the Dolphins have made it clear that Tua is their guy, but the two sides are still working out the money in the deal. Boy, these deals take a while, huh? It's been like 5 months of working out the money. Schefter also noted that Tua is not as close to his new contract as Jordan Love is with the Packers. I'll tell you this, Colin. If my new deal with Fox or whatever takes as long as his Tua deal, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. The season ended in January. It's July. He doesn't have a new deal? What's working out the money over 6 months? Actions, not words, Colin. You know that. This is not a good sign for Tua. It can't be.
Well, I think this stuff is really hard.
Oh, really?
I think quarterbacks, because it's the highest paid player on the team, I think it's hard. I think even when you like a quarterback, I mean, good God, they've already redone Mahomes' deal twice. I mean, all this stuff is incredibly difficult.
Oh, yeah. A good front office actually gets something done. Imagine how that works.
Miami front office is a mixed bag. Some good stuff. Some good stuff.
Mixed bag.
They did hire Mike McDaniel. They deserve a lot of credit for that.
That was a big W for them.
You got to give, I will say this with the Dolphins, and this is where they deserve absolute credit. This was a Brian Flores angry defensive vibe, and they went light, fun, progressive offense, and they flipped the switch. Tua's a bench warmer to Tua's a star. Miami, and that's hard. Teams struggle to do this. Miami literally said, And Flores was not a disaster. He turned the franchise around. They were awful when he got there, and very quickly, by about week 8, first year, you're like,